Hey everybody, thanks so much for hopping on this call tonight. So as you can obviously tell, we are teaming up with the Be Brave Girl Gang, that is Amber's team tonight, to just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about something that we actually just were taught, I guess you could say, some stuff that we've been learning throughout this week in the group that we are in. It's all about just how to level up with your marketing strategies and how, in this ever-changing world of social media, how can you put yourself out there and be the most efficient and effective with your business and how you're marketing yourself and your brand. So Amber's going to start us off tonight, and here we go.
All right. So like Haley said, social media, you guys, is ever so changing. And we have the opportunity this entire week to work with some amazing companies. So we thought, why not take what we're learning and pour into our coaches, because obviously, if you do well, I do well, and it's that whole team camaraderie thing. So we want to help you, be where you should be at in your business. So like she said, this is all about marketing and leveling up in your marketing, leveling up in your business, leveling up in your life. So we want to help you level up as a leader, but you have to ask yourself one question. Are you willing to do the scary things, to do the uncomfortable things? Are you willing to make the changes that need to be done in order to be where you want to be in this business? Because I'll tell you one thing, and I know that Haley and I laugh about it when we get our Facebook memories. I started 4 years ago, and if I was posting the crap I was why was nobody saying anything to me? Because that's what was in, I guess. But if I was posting stock photos with words written all over it today, everybody would be like, ew, get that girl off Instagram. Who is she? I would be that girl. But I was that girl 4 years ago. But you can't build a business I can't. So example, I can't build my business like I did 4 years ago. And a good example to that is nowadays, you should be posting good quality content. Whereas when I first started, they're like, oh, you should be posting 4 to 5 times a day. Could you imagine that? I feel like we would just be pulling stuff out of our butt to just try to find something that would stick and people would grasp to, but you would never know. So you have to be willing to change and be willing to keep up with the trends. And something that she said that stuck with me is that you have to stay a learner. Even though I am 4 years in and I might be where I'm at with my business, I'm still learning. My coach Molly, she's brand new, but I'm learning, she's learning. You're continually going to be learning throughout this entire journey. And that's what's so amazing about it. So something that I wanted to say is I see a lot of this, and I say this with so much love, but it has to stop, and we have to stop leading with the product. You want to lead with stories. And she was saying something about, what did she say? Something about stories and facts. Oh, I'm losing my thought. But anyways, we can't be leading with the product. We have to be leading with our story and our struggles. And obviously with struggles, that means we have to be vulnerable, and that can be really, really scary. But when you're vulnerable, you guys, that's what creates the connection and the trust. And then they might be like, oh, well, who is this girl? And then that's when, they really start to see who you are, and then they're following along, and more can come out of it. They don't want to see, look at my shake, look at my sweaty selfie, look at my meal. You need to dig deep. Why was your workout so hard for you today? Did you, want to break down and cry? Or how did it make you feel afterwards? You got to really, really dig deep. And that's hard to do, but you got to do it. You got to rip the Band-Aid and just do it. And another thing that she had mentioned is that I feel like we get so, I was talking to Haley about this today. I'm like, nobody is responding to me. I feel like this is such a hard month. And it's a fact that it takes 20 to 40 touch points with somebody before something could like initially happen. So what she was saying is that we need to be more creative about creating those opportunities with those people. So if that's liking and commenting and going back and forth between each other, getting their email address, or just whatever it is, but 20 to 40, like that could take, I think she said like 6 to 8 months. So you just want to constantly be creative with the content and make sure that it's purposeful. Like I said, it has to be quality. It has to have a strategy. So what Haley and I keep saying, but we're going to be doing, and obviously, want you guys to be involved with it, and, so we can have it together, but we want to come up with a marketing strategy. And Melanie was saying that when you come up with a marketing strategy, it just obviously takes all of the pressure off of you. You know exactly, what you're going to be doing for the week, what you're going to be saying and promoting, and whatever your purposeful content is. So that's something that's in the works that we want to start and implement with both of our teams.
And I think too, with the marketing plan, and I will be so good about planning out what I want to schedule for a week, and then I don't do it the next week, and I'm not consistent with it. I'm consistent in posting. Honest to God, the post I did today, I took that picture at 4:45 and posted it like 15 minutes later. It came to me very quickly, which is awesome, but I can't be doing that, because then that's how you make stress for yourself. And when if I would have had a plan on Sunday to talk about what I talked about today, it would have been so much easier. I would have already had the picture planned out. I would have already had my content planned out. And it's not to say that that's fake, or that's not being true to yourself, or what you think in the moment, or what you're thinking about that day. It's being smart, and it's being strategic, because when you're planning out that content for yourself every single Sunday night, you know exactly what you want to say. You know exactly what message you want to give out to people. And something that Melanie was saying was that when somebody comes to your page, the 3 things you should be sharing: you want to give, you want to teach, and you want to motivate. So when somebody goes to your page, have that in mind when you're thinking about creating content, and when you're thinking about creating that marketing plan. What are you going to give to somebody? What tip, trick, tool, whatever. It doesn't have to involve fitness. It could be how to stay motivated, how to stay organized. It could be a mom hack. It could be, sharing how you eat healthy being in college, whatever it is. What are you going to teach somebody? Are you going to teach somebody how they can be consistent with their workouts? Are you going to teach somebody how they can start maintaining a sustainable lifestyle that's easy and the simple solution to exercise and nutrition? And then what is that motivation going to look like? And with this, you really have to think about your brand. You have to think about your followers and what they're going to need from you. My market is going to be 10 times different from Molly's market and Hannah's market and Whitney's market. We all have a different group of followers that need different things. I have a ton of moms that follow me, which is great. So I'm going to share about what is on Knox's plate, or some awesome recipes that toddlers are going to like. If Hannah posted that, people would be like, oh, are you pregnant? It doesn't connect. So you have to make that connection with the people that you're following. So have that in mind when you're going to make your content plan and you're making that marketing plan for yourself. What does that look like for your niche market? And, what I'm going to start doing for myself is every single Sunday, I am literally starting this Sunday, I am sitting down and making my plan, and I'm planning out that content. I want to make sure that every single post I am putting out there starts with a mission statement, that I have a purpose with the message I am sending to the people that are following me, because that's what we need to do. It's great if your Instagram looks pretty. That's awesome. But when somebody clicks on your picture, they want to see more than just the picture. They need something from that. Why do you follow blogger accounts or people that post awesome food pictures? You're wanting to get something out of that, and you're wanting to take something from it. So be that for somebody else. Be that for the people that are following you. And this goes with everything that we do, you know, what makes you you. Show others why they need this opportunity in their lives. Show them why they need this group in their lives, why they need the coaching opportunity in their lives. And, you know, something that she said that really like struck me, she was like, you have to post, you have to share, you have to get uncomfortable and vulnerable, but you have to have belief in yourself. If you're sitting here right now hearing us talking and you're like, oh, I can't do that, or I'm, you know, that's great, I'm just going to coast, you know, I'm just going to sit in the back. I signed up a couple challengers, I'm doing good, I don't really think I can do this business thing, I'm just going to stay where I'm at right now, I'm content. That's not where you need to be. You need to have that belief in yourself that you can do this, that you can plan out your month, that you can plan purposeful content, that you're going to have success with this business, that you're going to grow a team, because that's why you started this. Whether you're doing this for a side hustle or a full-time career one day because you hate your corporate job, whatever it is, you have to have that belief in yourself, because people are going to see right through that on your Instagram, you know? And when you're reaching out to them, you have to make that connection and you have to make it personable when you are just talking to people, because they're going to know if it's not genuine and if you're not being personable and if you're just trying to make that success club board. Your mission with every single message that you're sending, with every single invite, with every single post should be to genuinely want to help people, because you know how much this has changed your life and you believe in this, because you want others to believe in this as well. And that's why it's so important to really put yourself out there and make yourself your own brand. Your brand is going to look so different from the rest of the girls on this team. You know, you are your own person, and that's what you should be putting out there. That's what you should be sharing. And it's so important. And if that's something that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, honest to God, I have YouTube videos, how to build your brand on social media. Honestly, like what Amber said at the beginning of this call, like you have to constantly be a learner. You have to be open to learning more and diving into this business. I've been doing this for 3 years, and honestly, the last year and a half is when I really started pushing into my business, because I was open to it and I believed that I could do this. And yeah, it took a little bit of time. It took some hard work. I had to watch videos on my own, because guess what? My upline wasn't having one-on-one calls with me all the time. Amber and I are doing that with you guys. We're willing to put in the work to mentor each and every one of you, because we believe in you. And it's time for you to truly believe in yourself too, because you can do this. You know, I know it's scary and I know it's so hard putting yourself out there and thinking, well, what is this person going to think of me if I reach out to them? Or they probably don't want to do this, or they've probably already been reached out to about this. It happens. And guess what? If you get ghosted or people say no, it's part of it. I guarantee that person's still going to follow you, and 6 months down the road, they're going to be a member in your group, and who knows, maybe they'll be a coach on your team. And something I was just telling a few of my girls yesterday on our call, I was like, think about how you started this journey. Like, how many times did I reach out to you before you started this? Like, it wasn't immediate. So don't let that discourage you. But I know that was kind of off topic, but it was still in the realm of inviting, because that's something that we need to do. But that was a piece that I wanted to share, because it really was something that was like light bulb moment. Like, that's when your business is going to flip. Like, when you start seeing yourself and you start manifesting what you want to come out of this, it's going to happen. You have to speak it into existence, and you have to believe in yourself.
It's going to take like a lot of stress off, but it's also going to like help you really dive in and think like, what am I going to share this week? And like Haley said, like, it's not fake to pre-plan your post. A lot of coaches do it. And like Haley said, like, I've done it before for a week, and then I fall off, in a week, and then I fall off. And then I find myself going, I need to post something, but then it's like, mom. And I'm like, Haley, I don't know what to post about. And it happens. So I really think with this plan, it's going to make this less stressful and more enjoyable. And one of the things that she said, she was like, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping like something sticks. And so I'm really excited for it. There is another training part that was shared with us that today, so I don't really know much on it, but once I do, and once Haley, watches it too, we will share it.
Yes, so definitely something to be implementing. Think tonight, what is that going to look like for you? We'll share in the comments, like after we post to our Facebook page, there's a little like, I don't know, a printable that she shared, and it was just like super cute and generic. It was like Monday blank spot, Tuesday blank spot, but it's talking about, what are you going to share on this day? What is your content for the week going to look like? And yeah, it's going to take some time when you sit down on Sunday, but that's part of this. You have to invest your time into this. But guess what? Sitting down on Sunday, planning out what your week is going to look like is going to take time, alleviated from your day on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's going to be beneficial for you. And honestly, I think when you sit down and plan out your content that way, it is more meaningful and it has more of a purpose when you go to post it, when you go to share it. You have to start seeing yourself as your followers' source of motivation and inspiration. Maybe a couple of years ago, or even still to this day, you follow people that are involved with health and fitness, and there's a reason why you follow them. Think about why you follow them, and then think about why people follow you. You have to start seeing yourself as their source of inspiration and motivation, because you want to be that person that when they're ready, they're like, hey, that's my girl. I'm reaching out to her. I want to talk to her. Or when she reaches out to me, I'm ready for this opportunity, So it's going to be really beneficial. And just, once we share that, like maybe we should all just plan to like check in with each other and just be like, hey, how's your marketing plan looking like? Maybe on Sunday evening, Amber and I will post a picture on our team page, just be like, all right, who's got their marketing plan? Drop a picture below. Doesn't have to be a picture of your marketing plan, just drop a check or whatever, say done, just so we can keep each other on the right track. We know what our goals are with this business, and we need to be there to support one another and cheer one another on, because that's what this is all about. And, as a team, we won't get where we want to be without being a team. Holding a spot as an elite team or a premier team or a top 100 team or a top 50 team, whatever it is, like, it's got that name team in it. It's not just going to be because of Amber, and it's not just going to be because of me. Like, it's because of you guys. And it's because we're a team. We're a force. And so we have to be there supporting one another and cheering one another on. So it's little things like that where we can check in with each other, check in with our success partners, and just making sure that we're all going forward to hit that goal.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, okay, I don't know if this was already talked about. I'm like school, I'm exhausted. But I'm assuming you meant like for your feed posts, right? Not your story posts, because I find if I like try to plan out my stories, then it definitely feels a little more inauthentic. Whereas like if I do pre-plan my posts, it's just so much more effortless because I just copy and paste it and then post.
She had a really great tip. She said, okay, so say on Sunday you plan on Thursday to talk about how you stay motivated. Okay, so now that you know you're going to talk about that on Thursday, you could definitely turn that into an Instagram story. But you don't necessarily have to like plan out like,
right,
okay, I'm going to do 3 posts on how to stay motivated. I'm going to do a food pick, and then I'm going to talk about how I make my shake or whatever. I feel like it is way more genuine. You're just taking people through your day on your Instagram story, but you can also tie it in on that day. She talked about how like she made an Instagram live video that was under 10 minutes because she could upload it to IGTV. I don't even ever use IGTV, but that's something that I probably should start doing because I'm seeing more and more of it on Instagram. And that's just when she was talking about staying up with the trends, whatever is like up and coming, whatever people are starting to use more and more, like we should be doing that stuff. We should be the forerunner, like I said, I never watch IGTV, but now that I see other people doing it, I'm like, heck, I should start watching it, or maybe I should start doing one. So it's just stuff to think about like that. But I think you're right in saying that, like, when you plan out your Instagram stories, like word for word and post for post, it does get a little like disingenuous.
I wanted to say something about like the IGTV. Is I've never used it. I've never watched it either. But like she mentioned how, you know, using your story, like I said, being creative and getting yourself out there on every platform that's available and creating those touch points. So using that IGTV is just another way to create that touch point. So like I said, I've never used it. I've never even looked at it. So, but it's another opportunity to get us out there.
Another thing too that was really, really important, whether you are getting emails from people in conversations or you're using a type of like Google form or Typeform or whatever it is, you need to be continuously growing that list of emails. And, you know, obviously Amber and I are saying all this stuff to you guys because we're going to be implementing it and we want you guys to implement it, but all of this is not going to work if you're not working for it. If you're not posting the content, if you're not posting to your stories, if you're not posting to your feed, if you're not making your marketing plan, if you're not, you know, doing the things that you need to be doing, it's not going to work. So you have to be willing to, like Amber said at the beginning of this call, you have to be willing to put in that work, because if you go to reach out to somebody and you're inviting them to your group, they're obviously going to go to your page and check out what you're all about. And if you don't have the things that are aligning with what you're talking about, they're going to be like, no, what are you even talking about? Like, they're not going to know what you're doing. So it just kind of all ties back in with one another, but definitely ask questions if you have them too. You guys think this is definitely going to be like more effective? Or do you guys already do this? Does anybody already do this?
Does anyone do Facebook stories? Is that the same as Instagram stories? I never watch them. I've never done one.
I personally don't use Facebook anymore, really, because my niche market is basically on Instagram, and I think majority of people are moving towards Instagram. But for example, like if you posted something on Facebook and you had a ton of people engaging with you, I would say do Facebook.
I found that like whenever I do whenever I do Facebook, I feel like it's more older people, and they're always like, you know, I say like, I struggle with this, and they're like, it's okay, girl, you don't need to struggle. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want the attention. I just want you to know, like, this is not for you. But it literally happened the other day. One of my coworkers, who's like 60 years old, that's a teacher, she was like, you don't have any struggles. You're sweet, Hannah. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is not for you, girlfriend, but glad you liked it.
I love it.
It's so true, though.
I found with Facebook, a lot of people, because like you said, it is an older market, a lot of people responded so well to the Ultimate Portion Fix, like the nutrition side of it, because a lot of the older people don't want to do the workouts and they don't respond to like me showing my videos and stuff. But as soon as I talk about nutrition, they're like, what are you doing? How do you do that? Like, tell me more about it. But as soon as I post a workout one, they're like, you're doing great. You know, like same thing. So that was something that I noticed that might be helpful for you guys too, as far as Facebook goes.
I love that. And it's great when we have new things coming out like that. You have to think about it. How are you going to maximize the potential that has? And that's a great thing to do. You know, you're realizing, hey, I'm going to post about this on Facebook and see what happens. And if you know that a lot of older people struggle with nutrition more than they do working out, you found the solution. And I think that that's awesome. And it's a great way to get it out there and spread more news about it, you know? Something that I did too that was really helpful for me when I go to create content was I did like a spew of stories on my Instagram stories, and it was just like simple polls. And honest to God, I did not reach out to anybody that answered the polls just because I was strictly using it for my benefit. Maybe I'll go back and reach out to them, but it was just like, what do you struggle with more, like working out or nutrition? What is your health or what's your fitness goal right now? Losing weight, toning up. It was just simple things like that. Do you feel like you need accountability? Yes, girl, not right now. Little things like that can help you figure out, okay, this is what my market is looking for. This is what my followers want to see. And I feel like that was a really awesome way to just kind of get it out there. And I can share those with you guys on the Facebook page too, and I'll send them to Amber.
That is a good point. That she also said that too. She was saying, like, when you're creating your purposeful content, speak to your audience, like, and tie it in with like objections. So like, I'm a college student, I can't afford it, I'm a busy mom. So when you're drafting your posts, talk to those people. The light in here is like so bright. Talk to those people, and like just always create content that relates to your specific audience.
Also, Haley, I really liked today. You did drag the heart as to where you are in your journey. Because that's something that's or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, where are you at in your journey? Do you love yourself? Are you struggling? Like, are you just okay? I thought that was really cool because I get so caught up in like, do you need help? Yes or no? Like, do you like this? Yes or no? So just like dragging that. Kind of
yeah.
cool.
Sorry, you sounded like a robot there at first. That's why I was making that real quick.
No, you're fine. Sorry.
I was like, hold on, wait, what's going on? No, thanks so much. And I think it's little things like that you can just like flip the switch. Like I got way more engagement on something like that than I did on a poll. So for me, and like, it's not to say I'm just gonna like reach out to that person right away and send them an invite, but say somebody responded to that little swipe and they said that they didn't have confidence right now. I would reach out to them and be like, hey girl, thanks so much for responding to my, I guess you would call that a slide. I don't know. I used to be in the same spot that you're at. What do you find that you struggle with most? Or like, why are you lacking self-confidence? That is an excellent way to connect with somebody and have a conversation without pushing an invite on them immediately. Maybe they'll start asking you like, oh, what are you doing? Or where are you getting this confidence from? Or what's helped you in the past get over X, Y, and Z? And that's when you can, again, have a touch point with them, have a conversation, and who knows? Maybe it could turn into them joining your group, or maybe they're not ready right now and they join 3 months down the road and you're able to help them out. But even having a conversation like that could help somebody tremendously. And I think that you can do that with anything, I've done it with, I did like a up and down, like a vertical slide, and it was like, if you could lose any amount of weight, what would it be? And it was like, happy where I'm at, 5, 10, 15, 20 plus, and you could use that to reach out to people and ask them what they're doing and be like, hey, I want to help you. I've got a plan that we can set in place for you that's sustainable, where you can lose that weight and keep it off, like whatever that looks like. Yeah, it's just keeping it entertaining, keeping it fun, and just being like, oh, like that's different. I'll go ahead and slide that little thing. Well, good deal. Does anybody have anything that they want to share? Any victories, struggles, questions?
I just started doing 21 Day Fix. So I'm a big Shanti person. I've always only done Shanti just because he's bae and I love him. But I started doing 21 Day Fix for the first time, and it's been super challenging because it's so different. It's so like slowed down, isolating weights compared to like Shanti's, where you're just like going after it. And it's been really cool because I've been able to like talk about it on my stories and just be like, hey, I struggle too. Like, you're not the only ones who struggle. This isn't like easy for me, and some workouts are harder than others, but I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to finish strong, and I'm going to see how my body can change. And like, even today, it's only like been day 3, and like, I feel like my abs are just like really popping out using these weights. And I'm like, look at my abs. Like, this isn't normal for me. Like, can happen for you too. So just like a good non-scale victory that like overcoming my mental like, oh, this is so hard, it's so different, it's so challenging, and just being like, let's see how I can do. Like, let's see how strong I can get. Let's see how well my body reacts with weights instead of just cardio. And just really good like moments with people to be like, I struggle to make it more real, you know?
Yep, I love that. Well, good.
Sorry, Ben obviously wants to say hello.
No. So precious.
Oh my gosh, he's like all up in my girl.
Oh, I love it. Well, if everyone else is good, I want us to take a picture real quick, and I'm going to stop the recording.